And we are online, I think. So welcome everyone. I think we're online.
Well, welcome everyone to Mechanics Institute, Mechanics Chess Social. My name is Abel Talamantes. I'm the chess director of the Mechanics Institute. And with me here is Dr. Judith Starry, the general manager of the club. And we have a very special guest today, Carol Meyer, the executive director of the U.S. Chess Federation. Thank you, Carol, for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
And we have our first supporter telling that we are online, and guess who that is?
That would be the Eid Foundation.
Yes, so big hi to Jim Eid, and he says hi, Carol. And Jim, just so you know, Carol is not on Twitch, so she can't see the chat. But we're gonna read up any questions that might come in.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming on. I can imagine how busy you are, especially with like national events and the bigger scholastic events. What has been going on, and what have you been doing with your time since with the shelter in place and dealing with those issues?
Yeah, so there's no roadmap for what we are experiencing, whether it's for U.S. Chess or anybody else who's trying to navigate these circumstances. So, first and foremost, our goal is to keep our players and coaches, the families of players, our tournament staff, our regular staff healthy. Decisions to cancel the national events this spring, the three Scholastic Nationals, it was done with that first and foremost in mind. Local ordinances in all the jurisdictions certainly fed into that decision making. But at the end of the day, while people love chess and we as an organization are doing everything we can to promote chess, it's not worth risking your life for. And so, we're looking for ways to bring the game to people in spite of the circumstances. And I think you've seen some fairly visible signs of that in the last month and a half or so.
What changes are you making at the U.S. Chess Federation, like headquarters? Like, what's the staff there doing? Is everybody just working from home?
Yeah, so everybody's working. We 2/3 of our staff or so are already teleworking, so that's our normal, myself included. And we have, I think, 7 people who work in the office in Crossville. And even before the governor of Tennessee issued the stay-at-home order, I had asked everybody to begin working from home, and they've been successfully doing so for, I guess, about a month now. And I think the challenge will be is when everybody's going to be asked to come back to the office.
Are they going to want to come back?
Exactly. But in all seriousness, our operations are continuing as normal as they can. Our staff is processing memberships. We're sending out mailings. Checks are being deposited, and people go into the office once a week to pick up more work or to check the mail or to deposit checks. But it's kind of business as usual, even though these aren't normal times.
Yeah, the U.S. Chess has been answering our emails, so we know they're on the ball working.
Yeah, great team.
I wanted to ask you just about over-the-board tournaments. Has there been any discussion with yourself and the executive board in terms of when over-the-board tournaments can resume? And is U.S. Chess going to take any position with implementing guidelines, for example, like social distancing or anything like that?
Yeah, so I think there's 2 pieces to that. Of course, everybody's anxious to get back to over-the-board rated play. Unfortunately, we took a pretty active position early on that we're going to listen to the official guidance that's handed down from different levels of government jurisdictions. And, in my own state, I live in North Carolina, our governor extended our stay-at-home order yesterday. And, until the data shows that the different measures that the White White House outlined were either stable or declining, it doesn't make sense from their point of view to open things up. And I think a lot of jurisdictions throughout the country are weighing all those same things. And so US Chess is listening to that, and we are, doing our due diligence on keeping people from gathering until such time that it's deemed safe to do so. The other part of your question relates to when we do in fact return to gathering, and internally we were preparing that if the spring nationals had gone on, we were frantically trying to procure individual hand sanitizers for every participant, tubs and tubs and tubs. I mean, tens of thousands of disinfecting wipes for staff to be able to clean equipment between rounds. But unfortunately, those things only go so far, and we can't reduce or eliminate all the risk. And so, again, I think we will defer to the official guidance as to when it really is safe for people to gather en masse again. And I don't care to offer a prediction as to when that might be.
So pretty much organizers in different states, when that state sort of opens up, they can proceed as normal and using the best practices with state guidelines. And
that's correct. While some people have called for us to put a stop to rated play, we have not done that. We really do think that there are different dynamics around the country, and we hope that every local organizer uses good sense when making decisions to hold events. And my only hope is that people are smart about it, and we maybe start smaller than we might like to, rather than going back to these 100 or 1,000 person events just because we can.
Yeah, I know even for us at the Mechanics Institute, Jude and I have been talking, we expect things to restart moderately. I know for our Tuesday night marathon, since we get, well over 100 people on Tuesday nights, we're looking to break it up over 2 days just to, keep less people. So, we're thinking about that. And I'm sure a lot of organizers are also thinking ahead like that. One of the things that has become really popular now is online play. We've been taking advantage of the fun of that. We were fortunate, Judith jumped on right away and kind of starting our online community, and like a lot of our members rallied around it, and it's very active. We have daily tournaments. And we've been organizing club matches with a lot of clubs and, across the country, and this Saturday, internationally. But, along with the online play, there's the issue that we've had of, fair play. A lot of people are asking about, can online play be standard rated, officially rated? What are your thoughts on that? I know the USCF has come out with, an online rating system and things of that nature.
Yeah, so I think there's a few different pieces to that. In a word, I don't think you'll see regular rated games played online except in the most exceptional circumstances. As you might know, the amateur team finals take place in disparate locations, but the safeguard at those events, and those are US Chess rated events played online, is that a tournament director is present in every location, and that is the bar that has been set for protecting the integrity of the rating system and of the game itself. And so I think until we can get to a place where the ratings committee, the board, the delegates are all satisfied that the integrity of the game could be played without compromise, or at least without being compromised any more than in a regular over-the-board rated game, I don't think you'll see any movement on using the regular rating for online games, except in these exceptional circumstances. I have heard that there could be some discussions related to longer time controls, maybe new online ratings that are in the near term.
Because a lot of people are asking about, you have a standard rating. And actually, on the side of that, Judith and I have tournament directed an amateur team final, and we've both also directed chess kid finals that were rated. But like in those cases, we're dealing with 6 to 8 kids where we can actually see all the computers up and monitor that way. So scaling it beyond that would be difficult because the tournament director wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I think scaling, say, we would love, as one example, to be able to offer a national high school championship, particularly for those seniors who are graduating this year and maybe we're looking to bring it home in their last year of eligibility, and to try to scale what we do in a convention center online with all the safeguards so that it's fair, that the game integrity is there. I don't know of a way without excessive cost. It's just not practical. We are working on something, but it would not be of the same ilk as our national high school or a national elementary type event, but we are working to bring something together once we have all the appropriate safeguards in place. So watch for that coming down the pike.
All right. How many organizers have reached out to you in terms of just asking advice on how to develop more events online? Like, is it, or are they being directed to a resource to be able to?
Yeah. So as I'm sure you're aware, once it looked like we were going to be in this situation for some time, the executive board took very swift action and clarified what it meant to run online rated events. And so with that guidance, chess.com came to us very early in the game and said, we want to partner with you. And so we worked with chess.com to figure out what that looks like in the current context. And, was it a week and a half ago, we had a joint webinar with chess.com about how to, set up your club affiliate on chess.com. You have to be US Chess affiliate. You have to have your players have to have memberships, and how those two things are linked together now. And so, people have been reaching out, not so much to me, but to our great team. Pete Karianis is leading that effort for us, and I'm sure Pete is getting
huge shout out to Pete. He's been spearheading this effort, and he's been very accessible and very knowledgeable. So very, very good work from Pete.
Yes, we're really proud of our team for the way they pulled this together with chess.com to make something happen for all the demand that was out there for people who wanted to play.
And what do you?
I know that Pete is also working on a special Google sheet that's gonna make it easier for organizer to run these events, because one of the problems with running online events is that you have to know who's playing online, and with chess.com and Lichess, it's sometimes we don't know because people hide behind their usernames, and with every right they have the right for anonymity. But in US Chess online rated event, you can't really do that. So you have to be careful. And I know he's been working on this Google sheet that will tie together US Chess screen names with USCF IDs, and also helping organizers make sure those memberships are accurate. So tying to that, this is one small source of new revenue maybe for those who are online play and would not play over the board games, but they are interested in online play. They will be getting new memberships. Do you see any change in that?
It's hard to say year over year. Clearly our membership revenue is impacted by the loss of our scholastic season this spring. But membership revenue is still coming in, and I haven't yet done an analysis of new members versus renewing members. I think we need a longer horizon to see whether online play is driving any of that. We certainly are seeing tremendous loyalty from our adult members who have been with us for a long time through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they continue to be with us, in full force. So I'm certainly grateful to them for their long-term support. And we hope that they will, try online play if they haven't done so.
Yeah.
The other thing that has experienced a little bit of a resurgence is correspondence chess.
Yes.
Pardon me, my phone is ringing.
No problem. So whoever
coming through my computer. So today we just posted an article on CLO on correspondence chess. We've had a lot of people saying, "Hey, not just online, but maybe it's time to rediscover this." So I think in a lot of ways this is. Renaissance may be too strong of a characterization, but I think chess is one of those activities that can be played outside of the normal circumstances that we all think about, and I think we're showing that to be true during these difficult times.
I used to play that postal chess where I would, get like 200 postcards and then I'd send a move, and that was like 1986 or 87 or something. But yeah, I just read that article today actually, and I actually didn't know that the one rule is you just can't use an engine, but you can do everything else. So it was interesting because I sort of really wasn't aware that was still a thing.
Yes. So the gentleman who wrote that piece had contacted me after we announced the partnership with chess.com and said, I think it's great that you're stressing online play, but what about correspondence chess? I said, well, we'd love an article for CLO. What do you think? And so he penned a really nice piece for us. So
yeah, and especially.
I copied the link for our viewers if you guys want to just click on it and read that fun article. It's very fun.
Yeah, because we got a lot of players at Mechanics that, they've been playing chess for like 50 years, right? They would be into exploring correspondence chess because it's something they've done in the past. Also, a lot of them. So.
And another benefit of the membership is that adults can vote for the executive board, and the election is coming up, right? So yes. I think you have to be a USCF member in good standing, and
I think at least a year, right, before you can vote. There's some waiting period.
Yeah, I think so. So renew those memberships, guys, because it has advantages, and register to vote. And I think 3 seats are up for grab this election cycle.
There are no incumbents running.
Yeah, so learn about the candidates and cast your vote, because executive board is important for US Chess, right?
Oh, absolutely. Our executive board, they've been doing yeoman's work, not just during the current time, but over the past few years. They put in a tremendous amount of hours and really help guide the organizational direction. And recent past executive boards have put us in a position where we're more likely to weather this terrible storm we're in right now. We have a nice reserve fund that we will in all likelihood need to draw on to keep operations going. But, the alternative would be a whole lot worse if we didn't have that. So, our board deserves a shout out for the good work that they've done and the fiscal responsibility that they've brought to this organization. And I've been the beneficiary of that.
And we understand that really well, as Jim Eade, who's listening, knows, because he's also a trustee of the Mechanics Institute. Our board has really stepped up, and they're taking care of all the employees of the Mechanics Institute through all of this. And so big shout out. A lot of times people wonder what boards do, and there are a lot of organizations where that's very applicable. Fortunately, we have a very active board at Mechanics. And they're really looking out for us, and so it's an honor for us to be a part of that organization.
Yeah.
selfishly speaking of elections, is there any word about the U.S. Open? Is that still happening in August?
So it's still on. It's still scheduled. But again, I think it's a little bit early for us to make a go, no-go decision. The landscape is changing. The Missouri stay-at-home order is in place through May 3rd. We don't expect it will be extended, but we don't know how closely the governor will follow the guidance from the administration, which calls for a phased approach. We're in communication with the Hotel and Convention Center in St. Charles, Missouri, and we just don't know at this point. We're considering what options we might need to exercise should we not be able to have like our delegates meeting, for example. Yeah. But again, we're talking about it, but no decisions have been made yet.
And I think
and Supernational is next spring, right? So
yeah, my crystal ball ain't working real well, Judith. I think if you listen to the epidemiologists who are talking about the policies for controlling the spread of COVID, and if we do things right, we may minimize the number of rebound waves we have, or maybe they won't be as severe. That is a year away. Supernationals is over a year away, and I have no idea.
And none of us can.
How it will be impacted. But certainly we're already talking about that, and.
But I know Supernational is always a very big, fun year where we break the records and a lot of people are seeing each other and meeting each other. So hopefully we can make that happen, or you guys can make that happen, and we'll all be there and have fun. So.
Thank you. Yeah, we sure hope it can happen, but it may not entirely be in our control, and that's what's so unfortunate.
And I guess one of the final questions that we'll ask, when things of kind of like revolutionary nature, like what's happening now, like in the world, and it's affected chess, it's affected everything, right? Professional sports. Has there been any kind of thoughts, like futuristic thoughts of chess is gonna, as a result of this, chess is gonna look like this 5 years from now, or kind of any foreshadowing of anything like that?
No, I think our practices for running large events will necessarily change. I mean, there will be a greater emphasis on hygiene for sure. I think the smell of hand sanitizer will be the memory that all of us will have of future events. I don't. If we have to maintain social distancing at the rate that we are now, or at the distance we are now, it's really going to be hard to play chess as we know it. And if mass gatherings are limited, say even to 250 people, I mean, that affects all of our events. And so, we've certainly talked about worst case and best case scenarios, but it's hard to imagine what chess would be like. Do you hand two people a tablet to make their move, and someone like, a volunteer or a tournament director makes the move that's on the tablet, because you don't want people touching the same pieces. I mean, that's an extreme version, but who knows if that's where we're headed.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking a smaller scale where U.S. Chess can earn a nice little profit by selling like U.S. Chess face masks or something.
And also, like, use this opportunity to explore other online revenues for US Chess. So we can see that, well, online rated event, it's going to take a little bit of time, but probably it's going to grow, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think it's going to go away when things return to some
Exactly.
semblance of normal. One of the, I think, real positives coming out of this is not just the surge in online play, but we as a staff have had more time to launch some things that we have talked about doing over the past 2 years. And you know, some of it's professional development aimed at tournament directors. Judith, you're talking about offering a seminar for organizers. You know, that's all really valuable for our community to get better at what they do, to learn from each other. So we expect that those things will continue after we
yeah, and if it's any indication what Mike Neiman did with the TD seminar, I mean, the interest is great, right? So I think building on that would be good to offer regular online training for TDs. And I bet people would actually pay a little bit of money, or organizers pay their TDs, organization paying their TDs for professional development. So I think there's a lot of potential, probably, hopefully, right?
Right. We've been very sensitive to not try to monetize any of that right now. We think we're filling in the gap with content, with what we hope is really good content. But we also don't want people sitting idly by. It's a great time because they're not directing to offer things like this to grow people in their craft, if you will. So,
and Jim is giving you a big shout out that USCF is lucky to have an ED like Carol in these interesting times. So
thank you, Jim.
Well, Carol, any last thoughts you kind of want to give the viewers, the community?
Yeah, I think from a personal perspective, I just want to thank our members and the community, the broader community, for their support during this time. Almost down to an individual, people have been, giving us shout outs and supporting what we're doing and understanding that these circumstances are just so exceptional that, we're feeling the love, if you will. And I think we'll be a better organization coming out of this, looking, down the road. So thank you for everything you do, Abel and Judith, in leading, not just in the Bay Area, but the things that you do nationally to increase exposure of the game, playing clubs from across the country and all. So
even if we came in third, right?
Even if we came in third. I know Jim's laughing
right?
Yeah, we
had fun, but it was a tough loss.
We had a lot of fun. Just Carol, it's been an honor always to talk to you and the whole team at the U.S. Chess Federation. And I asked if you would come on the show, and you responded within minutes. And you've always been like that, willing to give your time if you had it available. So we really appreciate that, and thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, and keep on doing these. What a great thing. I'll try to tune in.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Carol Meyer, Executive Director of the U.S. Chess Federation. Thank you very much.
Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Thank you, too.
Thanks. And I guess, Abel, we should just,
we'll just stay on.
Quickly rearrange the Zooms here.
And if we're still on the broadcast, I will actually...
Oh, here! Wow, that was a fast...
excellent timing.
Excellent timing. I'm just gonna switch your names because I do have a special guest to name here, hopefully.
Hola, Rauf. So Judith is setting everything up really quick, and then we'll get started.
Well, I'm gonna take off Carol Meyer from your name, and then our special guest, Rauf. So Rauf, just FYI, my camera is not working through Zoom, but I'm just going in through through the Twitch. So if you have the Twitch, you can see me, but that's life.
So we have with us here Grandmaster Rauf Mamedov. Where are you at right now?
Hello, good evening. In my country now is evening. It's 10:30 p.m. I am in Ukraine.
Ukraine. Guys, Ukraine is a little bit left to Hungary, where I'm coming from. So it's like Central Europe, and it's 10:30 there, 10:30 p.m. there. So thank you, Rob, for joining such a late hour.
Late night.
Yes, Ukraine was in Hungary, Austrian Empire.
Yes. That's nice.
So you've been just home? You're sheltering in place also? What's it like for a professional chess player to be sheltered in place?
Yes, but now it's like, you mean in Europe or what?
Oh, in Europe, like where you're at.
Yes, it's last 10 years, every tournament was in Europe. It was very good when you was in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's more tournaments in East, in Abu Dhabi, in Turkey, and in China. So Baku was for me near than Ukraine. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So are you?
But you're staying home now, right? You're in Ukraine for many weeks now, right?
Yes, I come here from 9 March. So
okay.
Yes, so everyone stay.
Everyone is home.
What about you, guys?
We're doing well. I mean, we're at home, so the Mechanics Institute is closed right now, but we're doing a lot of online events and having matches with other clubs. So Judith and I we're actually busier now than when we were actually working. So
yeah, but about like
10th
of March, 10th of March was the last time I was in Institute, so...
Yeah. I forget take my shorts. I will be just a second, please.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Oh yeah, nice. That's the hackers.
Yes.
Thank you. Go hackers, right? Even if the team doesn't exist anymore, right? Yeah. It's fun memories.
Are you playing a lot online?
Yes, I play now in light chess in some tournament, but I get some pause for the interview.
Yeah, actually, I asked him if his wife wants to join us because it would have been fun. He said no, she's playing a tournament.
She's busy.
So she's in next door and she's playing now. I see in light chess.
Online tournament, nice.
Because we have no choice, so we should be playing the internet now. But I hope this situation will be finished.
Yeah.
What's it like for chess clubs over there? Like, are they holding online tournaments, or do you know anything about like clubs at the club level?
Yes, we have a lot of tournaments now, but anyway, it's very hard to play on internet. It's too many. For example, I played in Chess.com 2-3 hours ago. I played with some guy. He have 2-1-7-7 FIDE rating, and he crushed me very easily. And I don't know who is this guy. When you play in the normal chessboard, you know whom you play. With this 2-1-7-7, I give Simon in the San Jose in San Francisco, but now this guy is beaten very easy in blitz. So of course we should do something about this because it's very hard to play in internet.
Is it any different on light chess as opposed to chess.com, or is it all the same problem no matter what online?
I think there's the same problem because there's a lot of only 1 minute bullet games can be because
right. There's not enough time.
Another is very high. Because I told with Shahriar, he's also playing Chess.com and he never gets the prizes. He said, it's unbelievable. I never get prizes because it's very, very hard.
Yeah, and that's a reason why we haven't organized online tournaments for prizes, just because we know there are people that violate fair play, and then it becomes difficult, right? Because it encourages people to want to cheat.
And for example, for people, it doesn't matter. It's first prize $10 or 1,000. This will be cheating in $10 also. This is like I don't know, like here, he will be cheating every time. I think if he cheating, because now in Facebook I saw some group, maybe Judith is in Facebook. I can show. There's a lot of grandmasters says if we play in internet, so we need to have Zoom audio.
Yeah.
And because we have no another way to play, it's very hard.
And even that's tough with even if you have Zoom and audio, just because people will get creative. Because even in the Pro Chess League, when they did that, you still had fair play violation, even with the Zoom. Yeah, they caught them, but yeah.
You remember in Pro Chess League, Shahriar lost some Chinese 1,900.
Right.
Yeah, and then also there was the Las Vegas team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How's life in United States?
It's different, that's for sure. I mean, we go out to the grocery store and, everyone's wearing masks. And at least in California, we still have another week officially of where we have to stay inside. They might extend it longer. So we'll see. But it's different. So, I mean, we're just organizing online events. Everything we organize is free. So it's a lot of players we know. There's some we don't know, like in the community, but free events, and we're having fun, organizing the online stuff. But hopefully, we would love to get back to the club and doing both, because
yes, for sure.
Even when we go back, we'll be doing both the online and live stuff. Just seeing how we will do the live stuff, whether we're gonna have to limit the number of people and. Yeah.
Yes,
are you guys
so.
training together with Shaq and Altaj and the rest of the team?
No, we have some speech in WhatsApp, so we have some ideas in some variation. He said me or I said to him, so always this because we every time together and very hard to. Okay, now in internet live because now everyone in internet, so. It's okay. If you have some idea in some, for example, in Italian, in Sicilian, I mean in chess, so it's okay. Of course, when Shahriar played for example, in Grand Chess Tour, I helped him from the internet, from the Skype. I sent files. But anyway, it's not natural, you want to chessboards. Because I want to play some chess games with chessboard, with chess clocks.
Yeah.
So every time with mouse. It's very hard.
I remember during one Pro League game, you were about to mate your opponent, and then you got disconnected. So even that's a problem.
I will say story. In this year, I played in Vacancy, and there was Anton Smirnov from Australian Kangaroos, and he said this story. I said to him before this story. I was sleeping, and you did send me, and you sent me maybe a lot of in WhatsApp. I was sleeping, and you changed me to Daniel Naradis. And in second, we have 7-7 against Australian Kangaroo, and I have completely winning, and internet crashed. I said, for my team, I was terrible in these 2 weeks.
It's all the good memories that I have. So it was the most fun adventure online with you guys.
Yes, 2 times. One time I'm sleeping, and second time it was my fault with the. Okay, it's not my fault with internet because it was very strange. 2 times I lost very important point because we. After this, Australian Kangaroos was 4 and we was 5, and we don't get to the playoff, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually that fun that night was interesting because I think we were with Fike and Zviad, right, Judith?
Yes.
When that match was going on, and
yeah.
So yeah.
I saw Fike picture yesterday in Facebook. I think everyone, when you see Fike, you think everything is very good.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's smiling even when the world's falling apart around. So that's good.
I saw a picture. It was very nice to see it. When you see this picture, because every time you go to some news, everything bad. You should stay at home, no good. But when you see five picture like this, you're all very happy. So I saw this is very good.
kind of makes us feel a little more normal. If he's normal, then things can't be too bad.
And I actually transitioned to a little bit different layout now, and I included some pictures of you and your wife Natalia and a few of the hackers team or your friends Altaj and Shak. So your wife, she's an international master, right? And are you the coach of the women's team in Ukraine, right?
No, they have another coach.
Okay.
Because yes, she's increased last 2 years. She's come to international master. She won Ukraine championship,
Yeah.
and she's a junior world champion 2015, I think. Yes, so she's increased now. She's in the national team. It's very important because Ukraine is very strong national team. They have two Muzuchuks, these girls. I think it's a very big honor to play for national team Ukraine. I think for women.
Yeah.
Because women's Ukraine is very strong. Like in Ukraine it's very. I'm here 2 years and I see a school in Ukraine chess. It's very like Soviet Union chess school. It's very, very strong. Ivanchuk from Ukraine, because from my city, I'm in Lviv. We have Ivanchuk, we have two Muzuchuks only from one city. Muzuchuks, and they have a lot of 2600 players. So this city is like chess city. For example, in Baku, we have also a lot of grandmasters because in Azerbaijan we have Baku, Sumgait, where is the Shahriar. But Ukraine is a big country. But in one city in Lviv, there's maybe 15 grandmasters, maybe 20, I don't know.
Wow.
It's like in New York, in like Moscow, like this city.
Nice.
Who plays more chess, you or your wife, over the day?
I play a lot of because I play with phone. I play with I like light chess bullet because this I can play. I hope in one day I will play with Magnus because he's every time here play bullet. But when he start to play, I go to sleep. So, but tomorrow will be title light chess tournament. I hope he will play there. But he have Magnus Invitational in chess 24. Yeah. You saw this?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he will play or not. And today I saw Anish Giris joined to light chess, so he tomorrow will play.
Wow.
Yes.
That's very cool.
So all the top players they're playing together, playing against each other still.
Yes, and but this national cup will be in May. This will play United States, China, India, Europe.
No, we didn't know about that.
And that's online?
Yes, that's online. There will be played 6 nationals: India, China, United States, Russia, Europe. It will be in Chess.com, I think. Okay. You can see in FIDE.com.
Chess.com or Chess24?
It's Chess.com will be.
Chess.com, okay.
Oh, I hadn't heard of it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, it will be a very exciting tournament because we will play. I saw the Chinese team. It was very strong because world champion woman will be playing reserve players because there's have Hu Yifan. So it will be a very exciting tournament.
Nice.
Have you heard anything of when they're going to restart the candidates? Any insight?
Yes, I heard about this. I know a news today in our website. I saw Timur Rajabov will be get wild card to next candidates. Yes, says okay. I think it's good decision because it's have big problem when they start without him, and he says the problem. And it for me was very strange because everything like stop, but chess is play. Why I don't understand because football stop, NBA, everything stop, but chess plays.
Not chess. No, it's funny that you say that because Judith and I have been saying that here because we've been organizing matches with Marshall Chess Club, St. Louis Chess Club. It's like we're the only sport in town right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would like to say some funny story about it's not so funny because there's coronavirus, but anyway, so in March 7 or 6, I say to Faik, take me ticket to Dubai. I will be playing the Sharjah tournament in April. He says, okay, wait, because I am busy now. Okay, I say, okay, no problem. Next day I say, Faik, okay, buy this ticket. He says, what do you think about coronavirus? He said, I say, okay, it's in the China, maybe in the Europe, but what will happen, for example, in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi? I mean, he said, okay, we're still waiting to the Sunday. I say, okay, fine, we're waiting to Sunday. And in Monday, I have letters from the tournament, this tournament is cancelled. So I was very happy because I will take this ticket for $1,000 for me and for my wife. I say to Faik, you are a genius. You saved me this 1,000. Okay, maybe after this you will be given back, but anyway, it was. I say, Faik, you are the genius. So yes, it was very. I think a lot. For example, Shahriar go to the Bundesliga for 2 games to Germany, and when he go with the car to the airport, he got message this will be cancelled. And he will be playing Stavanger. You know this tournament, Magnus, in Norway. There's also now. Delayed to October, but I'm not sure this will be, so I don't know. But in Ukraine, for example, I can go to walk, I can go to market, of course with a mask, but I can go to everywhere. It's no problem. I don't know, because in Azerbaijan there's a problem, you need to have some message, and you have only, for example, Eltash says me today, I can go only for 2 hours in the day.
I heard the same thing about Russia, that they have to have special permit to go outside, and they can only go outside twice a week if they go further than 100 meters from their house.
Yes, exactly.
So I heard that that's going on. So yeah, Hungary is not that bad. You can still go outside anytime you wish, but with mask probably. Yeah, but it's how interesting how every country is different, and just how people are coping with it. So yeah.
Sorry, but in Monday I think in Azerbaijan will be open some shops, but in Ukraine we're still waiting for 11 May. I don't know how it's in the United States.
Well, for us in California, because all the states pretty much have different, but for us it's supposed to be, I think, May 6th, but it may be a little bit longer. We're waiting to see.
Yeah, I think May 3rd is Friday is the end, and then we'll take the weekend, and hopefully Monday is back to a little bit normal.
Okay. But I hope we'll be restart in some way, but it's for me it will be not restarting, because in Ukraine will be restart in United States, but when will be restart, for example, flight to Europe, to United States, it will be very.
And the tournaments, right? You have to sit down and you have to be in crowds, sort of, right? So it's hard. Yeah.
Yes, for example, Faik says me when this Sharjah was cancelled, he says me we have in United States some tournaments. I say, okay, but you sure about the United States, because we'll be also close the border, and yes, it's happened. So he said me about some tournament in April, but now it's very. Because I saw St. Louis canceled every tournament, which has this. But if St. Louis canceled, I think another one also. So this year will be like, I don't know. It's first time in my life, of course, for you also. It's like this situation. It was last time. It was in the Second World War. When was this situation? And now it was very strange for me. It's the first time I see. I see this only in Hollywood movies.
I know. It's like we're living it now. But at least you know that if you get trapped in the United States, you have somewhere to stay. You just stay with Faik.
and eat his foods, because apparently he's making delicious foods, like he's posting on it.
Very nice. Yes,
we know he does. Yeah.
Okay, last question from me. So, are you guys doing some online classes? Do you do some? I've seen something. Is that happening?
Yeah, we do. I do a lot of things now. I give simul to our kids, for Turkish kids, and one from Philippines says we have now there's a problem with the coronavirus. Can you give simul? I said, of course. So
And
it's
you did offer us to, so thank you. We'll make it happen one day soon.
yes, we can do simul for the San Francisco mechanics also in light chess. I know how this works. So yes, because it's very important for the kids. Of course, for the people in like my age who want to play simul, it's not so important because he can play in the internet. But for the kids, it's very important to play with Grandmaster, have some games. It's my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Rauf, for kind of spending some time with us, and we look forward to sometime coming back. Yeah, it's nice to see you. And
yes, I hope we will be go to some yard house.
yeah. We'll, get outside, and hopefully we can get to do that soon, and all get together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rauf.
It was fun to see you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And everyone, thank you for joining us tonight, or this afternoon, not tonight, this afternoon for our social. Abel, any last parting words?
Yeah, no, it was just, it was fantastic that we were able to get Carol Meyer and Rauf on and ask some questions that I think, a lot of people are thinking about in the chess world, and, especially with everything that's going on. And they're both very generous with their time. So I just want to thank them one more time. And a couple of teasers. So next week for our Mechanics Chess Social, we're scheduled to have Elizabeth Shaughnessy on from the Berkeley Chess School. So that's the scheduled guest next week at noon. And for tomorrow, we'll be sending out messages and reminders. We have a big, our first international club match with Club 64 from Modena, Italy. And for any mechanics player that's part of our a big online community, you can play. So if we have 100 mechanics players that want to play, as long as they have 100 also, everyone will get a match. So we're hoping to get a lot of players representing mechanics tomorrow at noon.
And then at 3 p.m. we are waiting for all the Scholastic players.
2 or 3?
3 p.m.
Okay,
we decided at 3 p.m. so it's 6 p.m. on the East Coast. We will be playing with Hampton Road Scholastic Chess team led by Christina Schweitz. So Tina, big shout out for you to be able to organize this with you, and thank you. I know she's been really busy. She's moved all her classes online, and she is organizing regular Scholastic tournaments on ChessKid with over 100 participation. So I'm really amazed what she's doing, and so very happy that we're gonna play them. Again, any Scholastic kid, almost at any range. I think the highest range they have is like rating is 1900 over the board. So really anyone can join, except Rui and Eric, of course. They're not allowed. But anyone else is feel free to join. It's 3 p.m. Through our Scholastic Club. So you do have to be a part of that club. But we'll send out messages about that.
Very cool. They're in Virginia, is that correct?
They are in Virginia, Hampton. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Judith. And we look forward to this weekend and next week. And anyone needs to reach out to us, just hit us up. Mechanics Institute, San Francisco.
And it is the both club matches are through chess.com. They are two different clubs. The regular open club that we have 400 members, and we have the Scholastic Club there on chess.com. Okay?
Awesome.
Sorry.
Thank you,
I was
everyone.
just answering one of the questions.
Yep.
So thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining in.
Thanks. Bye.